In Washington, D.C., the city kept its own pace. Sirens cut through the quadrant avenues like reminders nobody asked for. Metro buses groaned at the curb like tired giants. Dawn slid over the monuments as if the marble itself were learning how to breathe. From far away, everything looked permanent. Up close, this city was always changing. Nialette, a peer support specialist and district native, had learned that healing didn't arrive like a miracle. It showed up like weather, sometimes gentle, sometimes brutal, always honest about what it carried. People came to her with their storms in their eyes. Some walked in with words ready to fight. Others carried their pain in the way their shoulders folded inward, like they were trying to disappear before anyone could notice. Her job wasn't to save. It wasn't to fix. It was to sit beside someone in the middle of the hard truth and make room for it without worshiping it. Peer support meant telling the truth about what she survived, then using that truth like a bridge instead of a lecture. She knew the difference between being helpful and being performative. She chose companionship over spectacle, steadiness over performance. One morning, her phone lit up again. Marcus, 28. His voice tightened as if every word had to squeeze through first. "They say I'm not doing enough," he told her. "Like I'm supposed to just snap, like I can flip a switch and become somebody new." Nia didn't rush to correct him. She honored the story first, because every story had an origin and an ache hidden underneath. "That switch you're waiting for?" she said softly. "It sounds like you want relief. I get that. But your past doesn't obey because you demand it. It echoes over and over." Marcus didn't answer right away. The silence stretched, thick as the moment after bad news. "So what do I do?" he finally asked. Nia thought about how pain doesn't vanish just because you decide to feel better. Sometimes it lives in the body like a stubborn tenant, showing up as irritability, avoidance, shutdown, sudden explosions that scare even the person having them. It wasn't proof of failure. It was proof of loyalty. Something in you tried to keep you safe, even if the strategy became a trap. Trying to control everything usually turns into fighting reality, and that fight becomes another jail. Awareness was different. Awareness lets you see what is happening without treating it like an enemy. It made the room larger. Choice was the part nobody can take away from you. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can control what you do with what happens. You can shape your response instead of letting suffering write the ending. You can turn it from poison into fuel, not by denying it, but by refusing to make it the final authority over your life. Her mentor used to say that the quality of your life tracks your thinking, and your calendar tells the truth. Nia had learned to see how habits were really values in motion. People didn't need more hype. They needed clarity and repetition. Small steps taken until they became identity. Something inside you is still counting, still in the equation, still worth the effort. She drove across the city after their call, passing row houses with stoops that looked like stages, murals that felt like arguments with history, construction cranes that turned the skyline into a moving promise. When she arrived at Marcus's building, the lobby smelled like piss, bleach, and hot metal. The lights flickered as if even the electricity was tired. Marcus waited by the door, hoodie pulled up, hands tucked into his pockets like he was holding himself together by his substance habit. They sat down. Nia started the way she always started, with recognition, not interrogation. "I hear you," she said. "They're grading your life like it's a test. But your nervous system doesn't take quizzes, it reacts." Marcus frowned. "So I'm stuck." "No," Nia said, leaning forward just enough to make the moment feel real. "We have to get specific about what you mean by stuck. When you say you're not doing enough, what does that look like? Name it. He talked then. Missed appointments, days when sleep stole the hours, the alcoholic spirals that arrived when he thought about money, the way he avoided friends because he didn't trust his mood not to turn ugly. He admitted how he tried to be tougher than he felt and how he punished himself for needing anything at all. Nia nodded slowly, letting his words have weight without letting them become a verdict. "Here's what I believe," she said. "Your pain is trying to protect you, not because it's wise, but because it's loyal. It learned that survival mattered, even when survival started costing you your peace." Marcus swallowed. "So I just accept it?" "No," Nia replied, and her voice grew steadier. "We make room for it without worshiping it. We stop treating suffering like it's the only truth you're allowed to speak." She opened her notebook, plain and scuffed, the kind that looked like it had been used for real life, not clinical scripts. A real tool. "We're going to run one experiment," she said. "Not a whole new life, not a dramatic makeover. 3 days, one experiment." Marcus blinked. "Okay. What kind?" "The kind you can actually do," Mia said. "Every time your mind says you're not doing enough, you'll do 2 things. First, you'll name what you feel in your body. Tight chest, heavy eyes, jaw clenched. Then you'll ask, what do I need right now to feel safer inside myself?" Marcus looked skeptical. "That's it. That's the point," Nia said. "You can't fix what you refuse to notice." He stared at the carpet like it might offer an answer. "I don't like my needs," he admitted, like he was embarrassed even for saying it. Nia's expression softened. "Of course you don't. A lot of us learn that needing makes people disappointed. We learn that comfort is something you earn by suffering quietly. And there's one more part," she said. "Pick one person, just one. Then send them a text that's honest but not dramatic. Something like, 'Hey, I'm struggling today. Can you check in later?'" Marcus's eyes widened. "I don't want to be a burden." "Peer support damn sure isn't charity," Nia said. "It's reciprocity. And you're not a burden. You're a human being asking for contact. So whatever that means to you is a reminder that you're still counting, still worth the effort." Marcus's shoulders dropped gradually, like his body was finally allowed to believe it could be okay. 3 days. I ain't playing, boy," Nia repeated. "Then we review. No shame, no test score. We learn what helps." When Nia left that afternoon, the sky had that district light, thin and sharp, as if the city had turned up the volume on possibility. She walked past the reflecting pool, where the water held the sky like a secret nobody owned. Her mind tried to sprint ahead, to juggle caseloads, schedules, and the pressure to be useful, the quiet exhaustion she didn't like to admit. So she practiced what she taught. She stopped moving. She watched the wind tug at the ripples. She let the moment be a moment, not a problem. She let her body speak. Sore shoulders, heavy eyes, restlessness that wasn't anger exactly, but fatigue wearing anger as a disguise. That night, in her apartment, she wrote her own version of the experiment. She named what she felt. She asked what she needed to feel safer inside herself. Warmth. Food. Rest. And one phone call she'd been avoiding because she didn't want anyone to see. She was tired. She texted anyway. Simple words, no performance. "I'm having one of those weeks. Can you talk tonight?" No fireworks, no miraculous rescue, just connection. the quiet kind that rebuilds you from the inside. Before going to sleep, she felt it all settle into something practical. Pain didn't make her defective, it made it easier to understand what she was carrying. Life didn't need to be forced into being manageable. She could meet it with awareness. Choice still lived inside response. Habits could change by repetition. And that kept reminding her that her story still had pages left to write. In a city that looked carved in stone from far away, Nia did her work like she lived it. Not erasing scars, not pretending she was untouched, refusing to let any single moment become the final chapter. 3 days from now, Marcus would report back, and Nia would do what she always did. Count the moments that still belonged to her. Notice what was real. Offer what was possible. Keep walking forward, one honest step at a time.